Okay. It's now June 21st, which is the first day of two of my summer classes. So, the classes I'm going to be taking this summer are corporate finance, human resource management. Those two classes were classes that I was originally taking the spring semester, but then I dropped them. And then the third class is financial statement analysis, and that will start in July something. So it's not going to start for like 2 or 3 more maybe 2 more weeks, I guess. But anyways, today was the first day of the other two classes, and so the first class is human resource management, and unfortunately, it's with the same professor as last time. Um, and I was hoping I looked at the fall semester for human resource management to see if there was another professor that I could take the class with, but I couldn't find one. Seems like there may only be one human resource professor at this college. Um, and it's no offense to him at all, but I just really did not like the way he did the class in the spring, and that's one of the reasons why I dropped it. But I don't really have any choice in the matter, so I'm just taking it in the summer. So I guess the good thing about it, doing it in the summer is it's only 8 weeks instead of 15 weeks. So, and he said in our first class that he's gonna cut out a few of the lessons that were in the 15-week version. So, but those are like the only two advantages. The disadvantage is now it's probably gonna be even more work because it's all crammed into 8 weeks. And the thing that about the class that made me almost consider dropping it again was that we have to attend Zoom meetings for 3 hours a day, 4 days a week. And when I saw that, I was like, dude, I think I just want to drop this again and just take it in the fall, or maybe even next spring or something. Like, this is ridiculous. Why do we have to be in a class for 3 hours? But luckily, he explained in the class that it's not always going to be 3 hours, and we're not going to have class every single day. So for that reason alone, I guess I'm not going to drop the class. Because today we only had the class for an hour and 48 minutes instead of 3 hours. I mean, that's still a long time, but definitely better than 3 hours. And we're not going to have class every day, and it's not going to go to 3 hours every single day. So I guess I'll be fine. Also, another thing about it that I actually liked is that he said there's no final exam because it's the summer version of the class that's only 8 weeks. So that's another good thing about taking the 8 week version instead of the 15-week version. There's no final exam. So that's nice. And then the other class is corporate finance, and I have done literally nothing for that class yet. I looked at the information for the class. It said it's asynchronous. I didn't see any Zoom meetings there, so hopefully we don't have any Zoom meetings. Because to be honest, I just don't like having Zoom meetings at all for classes. They don't help me in the slightest. I mean, maybe if the professor was like really good at like giving lectures in which like they actually covered all the relevant information and you could just learn from the lecture, that would be the only reason why a lecture or a Zoom meeting would be helpful. But anyway, so we don't have Zoom meetings. For that class, I haven't really looked at the assignments too closely. I think I saw that there's homework, assignments, and exams. Well, I think it just said there's quizzes, exams, and projects. I don't really know. I have to look into it more. I don't really know too much. about the corporate finance. Now, it's with a different professor this time. Now, why couldn't I have a different professor for human resource management? But I do get a different professor for corporate finance when the professor for corporate finance last semester was actually pretty good. Like, seriously? Come on. Should be switched. I want a different professor for human resources. I want the same professor for corporate finance, but no. Anyways, at least we don't have Zoom meetings. That's the one advantage of the corporate finance for this semester rather than compared to spring semester. At least we don't have the Zoom meetings. But yeah, I still need to look into it more to see what kind of stuff I need to do for that. And also you may notice I have a timer running. So, I mean, I haven't really spent too much time thinking about the new system for doing homework for this summer. The only thing I've come up with so far is that I'm going to be doing 3 hours, maybe 2 hours of homework, and then I'll take an hour break, and then 2 hours or 3 hours. On the days when I have Zoom meetings, I would only have time to do that twice, because basically that would add up to 7 hours at most. And I kind of want to be finished with the stuff I'm doing for the day before eating dinner. So, but on days when there's nothing, maybe I'd be able to fit 3 of them in there. Like, start at 8 in the morning, do 3 hours, and then 1 hour break, and then 3 hours, 1 hour break, and then 3 hours. That would go all the way up from 8 to 11. That's kind of a long day. But so I think what I'm going to be doing, what I want to do is basically, maybe I should work. I shouldn't just do it on consecutive days either. I should put some days where I get the day off. So like, instead of working 7 days in a row, I should probably work 3 days in a row and then have a break for 1 day, something like that. I haven't really thought about how that's going to work yet, but what I'm trying to do here is basically, instead of procrastinating and waiting till the last second to do everything, I'm going to do everything as soon as humanly possible, and then have a bunch of time left over after I finish everything to do nothing. So, and I'm also including these vlogs in the time because I want to. This part of the making the vlog about it is part of the work because of logic. But I really don't want to start work. And the financial statement thing, is that a 4-week class? I can't remember. I have to look it up. Is the financial statement class a 4-week class, or is it an 8-week class? I'm not sure. I'll have to look that up. I don't even know. I don't even know how long the class is. This 8-week class, or the first 2 classes, I think they go till like August 13th or something. 8 weeks. What's 8 weeks from today? It's like 2 months, which is basically till August 21st, but it's a little bit less than that. So I think they said it's like August 13 or 19 or something. But financial statement, yeah, I just want to see if I have like any kind of break in between summer and spring. I'll have to look into that. Be nice if I had at least a week or 2 weeks. At least 1 week break would be nice. Why? Okay. 10 minutes. Wow. For 10 minutes. That's it. So, nice thing about human resource management, well, a nice thing about these 2 classes, I guess, both of them, is that I've already done a ton of work for these classes because I tried taking them last semester. So it might make it a little bit easier for at least the first few weeks of class. It'll be stuff I've already done, and it'll just be a review. Go much quicker, but that's only going to be true for the first few weeks, and after that, it's not so good. Oh. Now what am I going to procrastinate with? Oh. Okay. So now the next however many minutes is going to be a continuation of the procrastination. Anyways, I basically calculated today that I'm starting basically at 12, but it's 11:49, and I have until 7, so that's 7 hours, so 3 hours. It's 3 hours, 1 hour break, then another 3 hours, and I'm done. It's not that bad. And it's not like I have to get a certain assignment finished. I just have to work for 3 hours, so like, it's better to have a time of working rather than having something I need to finish and not knowing how long it'll take. I know how long it's going to take to do whatever work I'm doing today. And it's also pretty cool. I'm starting all of my homework on the first day of class. Wow, what a great job I'm doing here by procrastinating and planning on doing stuff for 3 hours while talking about stuff for the first 12 minutes or even longer. What else is there? Also, I think I signed up for 5 classes of fall already. Oh yeah, and there's the tuition. I still haven't paid the tuition yet. I need to figure that out. Darn it. And I was trying to do the FAFSA form, but I still need some information from my dad. And also, I don't know if the FAFSA aid even applies to summer semester, which is stupid. Why don't you apply financial aid to the summer semesters? That's so dumb. Because otherwise we have to pay like $3,000 for the summer, which is like basically the exact same amount of money I paid for having 5 classes over the spring. But instead of like trying to fill out the FAFSA information, I might just call the financial aid thingy or office or something and ask them if FAFSA aid applies this summer, and if they say no, then I don't have to worry about the FAFSA stuff and just pay it. It's gonna suck to have to pay $3,000. I do have the money to do that, but I don't have the money to do that next semester. I only have the money to do it for one more semester. But yeah, I just love emptying my bank account because of stupid classes that I don't even care about that much. Maybe I should switch my degree to a math major instead of accounting. I could just drop the classes right now, and then I could sign up for a bunch of math classes for like a subsequent term, and all these business classes I took would have been a waste of time. That would have been great. That's a nice waste of money there if I switch my major. Yeah, it's gonna be. Well, you know what would be really nice if I switched my major to math right now is that I'd get another super long break. But then, I don't know if, yeah, as long as I drop all these classes right away. I'm gonna look up. I'm just gonna look up when the drop deadline is just to see. So, in fact, I can just look up the calendar for the summer here and just look at the key dates and see what all this stuff is. Okay, let's go down, please. Today is the 21st of June. The 21st of June is the blah blah blah. The last day to drop the class is the 25th. Ooh. I only have 4 days to decide whether I want to keep going. Okay. Nice. Now let's see how long these classes last here. So, I don't actually know if I'm taking a 4, 6, or 8 week class for financial statement analysis. I have to double check that. But let's just look at this stuff here. So the summer semester ends on August 13th, so that must mean, I'm guessing both classes end then, because yeah, so that must mean I'm taking only like a 4 week class or something. Let's see. If it starts earlier in the July thingy, it's a 6 week session, I guess. So it's either a 6 week or a 4 week session. Let's actually look it up to make sure. But based on that, it seems like all 3 of the classes are going to end on the 13th. So that means I have some kind of a break, I guess, in between summer and spring. Summer and fall. Okay, academics course list in progress, summer. So financial statement. Okay, human resource goes to the 13th. Corporate finance goes to the 13th. Financial statement analysis goes from the 6th to the 13th. It's a 6-week course. Nice. So all of them end on the 13th. Now let's see what the first day of spring is. Oh, you know what? I could just easily just go and look at my other classes. That's easy. Academics. Course list. In progress. Fall 2021. Starts on the 2nd of September. So actually, if we look at the calendar for 2021, we will see how many weeks off I have. I actually have quite a bit of time off. This is nice. I have from the 13th to the 2nd of September. So 1, 2, 3. 3 weeks. Nice. So I have a 3-week break. That's if I finish all 3 of these classes. If I finish all 3 of these classes, I will have a 3-week break in between the classes and some fall semester. That's pretty good. Very glad to hear that. So basically, I have to decide by the 25th whether I want to drop these classes. After the 25th, I have to finish the classes. I don't have a choice. That's kind of a short deadline, honestly. Why would they make this deadline so short? But I don't really have time to think about it today. I do have time, obviously, but that's kind of a huge life decision whether I'm going to major in accounting or math. That's like a huge life decision there. I'm not gonna just randomly decide that in like 2 seconds of thinking about it. I've kind of been thinking about it subconsciously over the past couple of weeks or whatever. But honestly, if I was to major in math, probably I would have to like get a doctorate. Because if I wanted to basically work as a mathematician, like really the only options are either you apply mathematics to some other field or you get a doctorate as a math doctor or as a mathematician or whatever. Whereas with the accounting, you only need, technically, you could, with an accounting degree, you could just get a 2-year degree, but I'm currently working the 4-year degree, and it's possible I even get a master's degree, but I don't know. But it's definitely easier to do that, but than to get a doctorate. But if I was to change the math, it's kind of that's that was weird. Okay. It would really suck if I changed to math major because all of the other classes I took would be worthless now. It would be a waste of money and time, and like, man, that would be like a waste of 2 years of my life if I switched my major. Seriously, actually, maybe not 2 years, maybe just 1 year, but basically about 1 year of my life would have been wasted. And tons of money would have been wasted if I switched to a math major. But maybe it's better in the long run. I don't really know. I mean, just because you like watching random number file videos doesn't mean you should become a mathematician. Okay, anyways. It's kind of nice I have 3 whole hours of working. Yep. What kind of a sentence is that? It's so nice that I get to work for 3 hours. What kind of a sentence? What kind of a sentence is that? Anyways, it's 22 minutes in. It's 12:01. I will start, but basically it's not really starting because I'm still not doing any work. I'm just basically planning what work I'm going to do and what work I need to do and whatnot. So, I didn't look at the exact date when the other class starts. I think it's the 6th of July. Crap, I should have looked more closely at that. Yeah, for the first 2 weeks here, it's only going to be 2 classes, and then it's going to be 3 classes for the rest of the summer. So like 2 out of the 8 weeks, it's going to be 2 classes, and 6 out of 8. So 1/4 of the time it's 2, and 3/4 of the time it's 3. Yay! I can do math. So, anyways, what I'm going to do is look through all of the Canvas stuff that I can see, and try to figure out what kind of assignments that are listed there that I know about. For the human resource class, he kind of does it on a weekly basis. I think you can see everything that's going to be for the whole semester. You can see that on the syllabus. Maybe, but I think I might just do the human resource one on a weekly basis because he gives more details. Once the week arrives, he gives way more details about what's due. But on the other hand, I want to be able to work ahead as well. So maybe I should do the next 2 weeks. So I think I am going to figure out what's going to be going on for the next 2 weeks. I'm also going to look and just make sure like how long I have until my other class starts. And so I'll just get back to you when I'm done with that, and you'll get to see how long it took me because it's 24 minutes in. Bye.